Hey friends, welcome to our Upcycled Scrunchie workshop. We're so glad you're here. Grab some old fabric scraps or an old t-shirt from around the house and let's get started. Let's go over our supplies. We'll need some fabric. I'm using dead stock fabric from the Grace Made collection. We'll need some scissors, some thread and a needle, or you can use a sewing machine, elastic hair tie, and ruler. Now we're going to lay out our fabric scrap and we'll measure 17 inches by 4 inches. So my ruler is 12 inches. So I'll do 12 inches first. And then I'll add 5 inches onto that. Now I'm going to measure out 4 inches. And we're ready to cut. So we're going to go ahead and cut that square out that we measured, 17 by 4 inches. Don't worry about it being super straight. It's going to get sewed anyway along the edges, so just do your best. I'm the worst at cutting. But again, it doesn't have to be perfect, just get it as close to 17 by 4 inches as possible. And there we have it, there's my rectangle, obviously not straight, but it'll work. So today I'm going to use a sewing machine because it's just quicker for me. You want to grab your elastic hair tie and your fabric, make sure that the back side of the fabric is facing up. I don't have a back side of my fabric, so I'm just using the side I marked up with pencil. Then you're going to wrap around that fabric around the elastic like I just did with the edges touching. I'm going to do it halfway so I can go ahead and feed it through my sewing machine. For the seam allowance, you're just going to want to make sure the edge of the fabric is touching the edge of the foot of the sewing machine. So we're going to sew up the edges. Make sure that you are locking the end of the seam. And again, you can totally do this by hand with a needle and thread. I'm just doing it this way because it is quicker. So you're just going to want to make sure the edges are still lining up as you're sewing. So you're going to have to probably stop a couple times just to line it up, and especially because you're sewing in a circle. Starting to look like a scrunchie. Making progress here. So I'm just continuing to feed it through, continuing to line it up so I don't have a lopsided scrunchie. We're almost finished here, and as we're getting to the edges, just make sure to lock the seam one more time. And voila! Now that we're done sewing, we want to go ahead and trim off that excess thread. And we're going to take our scrunchie and we're going to flip it inside out. So this part can be a little tricky. So you're just going to open it up and start pulling from the inside. And to make it a little easier, you can try sticking a safety pin in and pulling it out that way. But I just prefer to use my hands. It's kind of therapeutic, honestly. Just keep pulling and pulling until the face of the fabric is showing on the outside. Almost there. Bit more. Okay, I'm exhausted. Yay! There. Now for the final step. Yay, you made it! Okay, so we're going to take one end and insert it into the other while folding in those raw edges. Now you want to make sure you got it all the way in there because we're going to be sewing that shut. Now you're just going to sew straight down the middle using your needle and thread or sewing machine. So I'm going to just go ahead and use my sewing machine to sew down and close the ends. And please don't do what I did. I completely forgot to push down the foot. Clearly not an expert sewer. And there you have it. Our scrunchies are done, and I think I found my new favorite work from home accessory. I hope you guys had a fun time doing this workshop. Please tag the Grace Maid in your photos so we can see how your scrunchies came out. See you soon.